Hey, how you doing? Welcome to theaffiliatejourney.com. My name's Ian. This is the second take on this video. I just realized that YouTube has a 10-minute video limit, or at least that's what my version of iMovie on my Mac tells me. So I'm reshooting what was previously longer, which is probably better for you because you don't have to listen to me babble as much. Today I've got three things I want to share with you, and they sort of piggyback on a lot of different blog posts I've been reading lately, which have to do with setting goals for 2011 and reviewing how you did on your goals for 2010. I'll start off by saying this is not a video about setting goals, although I do highly suggest that you have goals for your business and in your personal life too. And there's lots of great blogs and posts and articles and content out there that will help you out with that. What I want to talk about today are three interrelated things which I made a conscious effort to change last year in 2010, which really helped me reach my goals, specifically in my business, because a lot of these revolve around how we work and our productivity flow on the computer and online. So the three things I want to talk about today are, they all revolve around focus, but the first thing is one thing at a time. The second thing is blocking out the noise. And the third thing is finishing what you start, or what we start, we'll say. So one thing at a time sort of stems from, we all have the bug probably of ideas, and we come up with new ideas, new site ideas, product ideas, video ideas, whatever that is. And they're probably all great, but we just don't have time to do them all. And often if we allow them all to creep in, we don't get any of them done, or at least done well. So try your best this year to focus on one thing. And by that, okay, let me rephrase that. Not one thing for the whole year. I mean one thing at a time. And I mean that in two ways. First, I mean when you're working on a task, just do that task. Block out your email, Facebook, all those other distractions. Set aside 30-minute or 60-minute chunks of time and just work on specific tasks, whether they're sending out requests to other webmasters for links, writing a blog post, writing articles, whatever it might be. One thing at a time. And that thing I just mentioned about the time blocks, it's a good tip. It may not work for you, but it works for most other people I've talked with and recommended it to. Use your smartphone or use an online stopwatch, set a 30 or 60-minute timer, let it beep when it's done, then give yourself a little break. You'll find you'll start challenging yourself to see how much you can get done in that 60-minute session, and it's going to boost your productivity. The other side of the one thing at a time is one project at a time. So unless you've got an army of outsourcers or some employees working for you, managing 3, 5, 10 projects at a time is tough. Now, having a couple projects on the go, but focusing only on one at a time will help you out greatly. Now, a blog post, actually I guess it was more a podcast from Pat Flynn over at Smart Passive Income, which he put out just at the end of last year, I believe, or it might have been the first. No, I think it was the end of 2010. He talks about some productivity and mind hacks and things like this, and I'm regurgitating a little bit, I guess, of what he said, but that's something that he brings up that's important, and it's that working on individual projects, and he's a big proponent of creating folders and having to-do lists and ordered lists of the tasks that need to be done with stop points in that. So if you haven't checked that out, or you're not familiar with his blog, I'll put a link to it below in the notes for this video, and you should check it out. So back on track here, one project at a time. By that I mean work on tasks throughout a day or for a week or a month or whatever that revolve around one particular project until you reach a point where it's done. You're waiting on something for results, such as a split test or rankings to increase or whatever it might be. Or maybe you've got something outsourced and you're waiting for it to get returned to you. So work on one thing at a time to that point. That will help you take projects from start to end much more quickly and effectively, okay? Plus, keep in mind, one item at a time. Try not to multitask. It doesn't do anything faster as much as we might think it does. Now the second point, blocking out the noise, kind of interrelates just to what I mentioned there about keeping your email and things like this away. There's two types of noise that I see that we have in the internet marketing space. The first is noise we create for ourselves by going to forums, checking our email, reading blogs at inopportune times, Facebook, Twitter, these things. I strongly suggest you schedule your time when you're checking email, going to forums, or anything like this. If you've read The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, he's pretty hardcore at life hacks, but one thing that he is a big proponent of is batching things, not checking email all the time, not always, being on the phone and things like this. Freeing up your time and focusing on work for smaller periods of time, but you're more effective over that time. So block out the noise that you bring into your day and schedule that for either I suggest the end, because I know for me, if I go to my inbox first thing in the morning, I get stuck in there for a while. Same thing if I go to forums or blogs or whatever. Set time aside for when you do those things that you really enjoy or that you get information from or whatever it might be. The other type of noise you want to block out, and maybe I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here and you won't come back and watch any more of my videos, but block out all the noise and the buzz from the industry. As much as there's new products released every day or every week, and you get emails from them, from all these different blogs and people that you listen to, hear, read, nothing is so groundbreaking that it's going to take your business from 0 to 100 miles an hour tomorrow. On the other side of that, your business is also not going to falter and fall apart overnight. So by blocking out some of this noise of the new or the next greatest thing or next new thing, you'll be able to focus in on what you're doing at hand, and you'll pick up new things along the way from the time you spend, each day or once a week on forums or blogs. But don't worry about all these new, latest, greatest products. I've personally unsubscribed from probably 80% of the lists that I used to be attached to because I felt they were promoting always something to me that was new to do a particular part of my business more effectively or differently. If what I'm doing now works, why fix it to an extent? I'm not saying there is never a better way. There could potentially always be a better mousetrap for things, but don't get so tied up in that you take focus away from what it is you're doing. So block out the noise. The third thing is finish what you start. Now, I'm not ignorant that some projects shouldn't be finished because they just don't make sense. Sometimes we get into something and we're like, shoot, this is going to flop, right? No problem. I respect that. But you got to get into something far enough to know if that's going to happen before you can make that call, which comes back to working on one thing at a time. These two things sort of go hand in hand. Finishing what you start and working on one thing at a time helps you reach your end goal, okay? So if let's use a simple example. Let's say you're trying to get to $5,000 a month in affiliate commissions, and you figure you want to create 10 websites which each make $500 a month. In order to do that, the best way would be to build one site at a time and get it to $500 a month. Now, I'm as impatient as the next person, and I have constantly reminding myself that it's okay that I'm not getting to where I want to be instantaneously, but I'm making small baby steps of progress. Finishing what you start, whatever project it will get you to your end goal. The key is don't let other things creep in and get in the way. If you're a crazy ideas person, keep a journal or a folder with ideas for the future, and you can always check back on it. But try not to allow yourself to bounce from idea to idea to idea or project to project to project. Finish the one you're working on at the time, get it to completion, make it happen. For the example we're talking about, get it to that $500 a month, then move on to the second one. Then you'll be at $1,000 a month. Then the third one, then you'll be at $1,500 a month. And eventually you'll start to systemize things and maybe even outsource some of the work you're doing so you can get there quicker, or maybe do 2 at a time or 3 at a time. The key though is that the one project you're working on, finish it. Get something to an end point, a finite point where either you can't go any further because you're waiting for results so there's no further to go on it, or you've reached the point where you're happy with it. This is where you wanted to get this project. So finish what you start. These 3 things, it's nothing new. Some of you watching this might be like, yeah, no crappy, and all these things make sense. But when I started to really take these to heart and integrate them into my business and personal life about mid through 2010, it exponentially exploded my results, and I was able to get more done in less time. I was probably working the same, so let's say more done in the same time. However, I've taken it to heart now into 2011, and I'm seeing faster and faster and faster growth, and I'm able to hammer out projects much quicker. So using these 3 points should really help you attain your goals for 2011. It's going to boost your productivity, and it won't be easy at first, but challenge yourself to see if you can take one of them at a time and put them into practice. If they work for you, great. If they don't, sorry, I wasted a few minutes of your life, I guess, here, but I'm pretty sure that, you'll see some good results from this stuff. So thanks for watching today's video. Again, my name's Ian, theaffiliatejourney.com. If you want to get notified of new videos I post on the site, over here, there's the email sign-up form for FeedBurner, as well as the little beacon for RSS that you can grab. sign up for that. And, let me know what you think. You can leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you.